May 1945. The Third Reich crumbles into rubble and defeat, with countless German soldiers laying down arms. Yet, for the men of the Waffen-SS, surrender did not promise respite, but marked the onset of a relentless manhunt. Fanatically loyal and ideologically indoctrinated, the Waffen-SS stood as Hitler's crusaders, a force bred not merely for combat, but for the propagation of the Nazi ideological machine. Initiated in 1933 as the armed wing of the Schutzstaffel, SS, under Heinrich Himmler's strict command, they quickly distinguished themselves from the regular Wehrmacht by their brutal efficiency and fanatic loyalty to Nazi philosophy. Composed initially of volunteers keen to embody and enforce the racial policies of the Third Reich, the Waffen-SS was instrumental in both military operations and the enforcement of Nazi ideological goals, including the Holocaust. Unlike the Wehrmacht, which functioned under traditional military protocols, the Waffen-SS operated with a blend of fierce military prowess and radical Nazi educational programs. Members underwent rigorous training, which emphasized not only physical endurance, but also indoctrination in anti-Semitic and Aryan supremacist doctrines. Historical records, such as those from the SS training facility at Bad Tölz, illustrate curricula that included racial theory lessons alongside combat training. SS recruit Karl Müller, in his 1944 diary, expressed that the true purpose of the SS man is to execute the Führer's orders without hesitation. We are the political soldiers of this Reich. The elite status of the Waffen-SS was further solidified through their direct involvement in key Nazi policies. Units like the Dirlewanger Brigade, notorious for their savage repression of uprisings in occupied territories, were integral in mass executions and anti-partisan warfare. This brigade alone was responsible for the massacre of approximately 30,000 civilians during the Warsaw Uprising in 1944, as noted in the reports of the Home Army. Moreover, divisions such as the Totenkopf were notorious for their origins as concentration camp guards before being drafted into active military duties, a grim reminder of their dual roles as both soldiers and enforcers of the Holocaust. The relationship between the Waffen-SS and the regular Wehrmacht was marked by underlying tensions and mutual disdain. The Wehrmacht's traditional military leaders often viewed the Waffen-SS with suspicion and resentment, seeing them as fanatical and overzealous. General Friedrich von Paulus, commander of the 6th Army at Stalingrad, once remarked, "Their blind zealotry and absolute obedience to the SS ideology make them both a powerful tool and a dangerous blade that swings both ways." This rift was indicative of the broader ideological split within the military ranks of Nazi Germany, with the SS embodying the extreme ideological fervor that many traditional military personnel distanced themselves from. Their ideological zeal, however, translated into unparalleled brutality on both the Eastern and Western fronts, setting the stage for the intense Allied retribution that would follow their surrender. As the Allies pushed through Europe, liberating occupied territories and uncovering the atrocities committed by the Waffen-SS, the call for justice grew louder. The discovery of concentration camps and mass graves by advancing Allied troops only solidified the resolve to hold the Waffen-SS accountable, framing them not as regular soldiers, but as ideological warriors responsible for some of the worst atrocities of the 20th century. This perspective was profoundly articulated by an anonymous American sergeant who, upon liberating Dachau, stated, "No bullet was spared, no SS man left unturned. We knew the kind of men they were, the horrors they had committed." This was personal. From the frozen steppes of the Soviet Union to the quaint villages of France, the Waffen-SS unleashed a torrent of terror and bloodshed. The Einsatzgruppen, mobile killing units, often led by SS officers, orchestrated mass shootings and gas truck killings that specifically targeted Jewish communities. For instance, at Babi Yar near Kyiv in September 1941, over 33,000 Jews were murdered in just 2 days, a grim demonstration of the efficiency of SS operations. Beyond the staggering numbers, these acts were marked by a chilling personal cruelty. Survivors recounted SS men forcing victims to undress and lie face down in pits before shooting them, often in front of their families. In the East, the Waffen-SS was notorious not only for its brutality against Jews, but also for its harsh treatment of Soviet POWs and civilians. The Siege of Leningrad, which lasted from September 1941 to January 1944, witnessed SS troops deliberately starving the city, resulting in over 1 million deaths. SS units executed thousands of Soviet partisans and suspected collaborators, often hanging bodies in public squares as a warning to others. The merciless nature of these actions left an indelible mark on the Soviet psyche, fueling a relentless drive for retribution as the Red Army pushed towards Berlin. The SS's cruelty was not confined to the East. In Western Europe, their atrocities became infamous with massacres such as Oradour-sur-Glane in France and Malmedy during the Battle of the Bulge. On June 10, 1944, in Oradour-sur-Glane, the SS Panzer Division Das Reich trapped 642 civilians in churches and barns, massacring them and then burning the village. Only 6 people survived, their testimonies painting a harrowing picture of calculated cruelty. Similarly, at Malmedy on December 17, 1944, members of the same SS division killed 84 American prisoners of war in cold blood, an act that shocked the US military and galvanized their resolve against the SS. The occurrence of these massacres and the global horror they inspired played a crucial role in shaping the Allied response. The sheer scale of their war crimes precipitated a moral outrage that transcended national boundaries, setting the stage for a rigorous pursuit of justice. Reports of SS atrocities were widely covered in the Allied press, with personal accounts and photographs that brought the barbarity directly into the public eye. This coverage helped ensure that the Allied military and the public demanded accountability and severe punishment for SS members. Prominent Allied figures, including Winston Churchill and Dwight D. Eisenhower, publicly condemned these acts, calling for the prosecution of SS members as war criminals. This led to the establishment of the Nuremberg trials, where many SS leaders were tried and convicted for their roles in orchestrating the Holocaust and other war crimes. The trials were not just judicial proceedings, but also public reckonings with the crimes of the SS, broadcast worldwide and deeply embedded in the global consciousness. The legacy of the SS atrocities continues to echo through history, shaping our understanding of justice and human rights. The relentless pursuit and punishment of the Waffen-SS by the Allies were fueled not just by the strategic imperatives of war, but by a profound moral imperative to respond to unimaginable cruelty with a resolute demand for justice. This response has served as a foundational moment in the global fight against impunity for crimes against humanity, underscoring the necessity of holding the powerful accountable, no matter the circumstances. As the dust settled on the battlegrounds of Europe, a new front opened for the Waffen-SS, the courtrooms and secret hunting grounds of a world crying for justice. The Allied powers, united in their horror at the atrocities committed, swiftly enacted policies specifically targeting the Waffen-SS. As early as the London Agreement of August 8, 1945, setting up the Nuremberg trials, a clear legal framework was established to dismantle the SS's legacy of brutality. The International Military Tribunal, in its pivotal judgment, declared the SS, of which the Waffen-SS was a major part, a criminal organization guilty of war crimes and crimes against humanity. This declaration, made on October 1, 1946, stripped away any remaining honor or legitimacy the group might have claimed. The aftermath of these trials saw individual nations taking up the mantle of justice. In France, the trial of the SS division Das Reich responsible for the Oradour-sur-Glane massacre, where 642 civilians were slaughtered on June 10, 1944, resulted in the conviction of SS officer Heinz Barth in 1983. His testimony chillingly detailed the calculated execution of women and children, underscoring the ruthless nature of the Waffen-SS operations. Meanwhile, SS officers like Klaus Barbie, known as the Butcher of Lyon, were extradited and tried decades later in 1987, highlighting the persistent global pursuit of these war criminals. This relentless chase was not confined to European borders. The Simon Wiesenthal Center, established in 1977, transformed the search into a global manhunt for former Waffen-SS members, hiding in countries from Argentina to Australia. Their efforts led to the extradition of numerous SS members, including Franz Stangl, the commandant of Treblinka extermination camp, who was apprehended in Brazil in 1967 and later died in a West German prison, serving a life sentence for the mass murder of 900,000 Jews. The cultural and legal repudiation of the Waffen-SS was mirrored in the arts and public memory, further embedding their criminal legacy in the global consciousness. Films like The Pianist, 2002, and public exhibitions detailing SS atrocities have played pivotal roles in educating subsequent generations about the risks of unchecked power and the depths of human cruelty. Yet, the emotional peaks of this global reckoning often lay in the poignant personal testimonies from survivors, like those heard at the Eichmann trial in 1961, where first-hand accounts of SS brutality painted a stark picture that no legal document could convey alone. This widespread pursuit underlines a poignant global consensus on the Waffen-SS's crimes and the universal moral imperative to confront and condemn such atrocities. The historical legacy of the Waffen-SS as war criminals is not just about the past. It serves as a stern reminder and a stark warning for the future. The systemic and deliberate horrors perpetrated by these units have carved a permanent caution into the world's historical memory, promising a relentless pursuit of justice, irrespective of the passage of time. As the last of these criminals age and pass away, our responsibility to remember and educate becomes more crucial, ensuring that the lessons gleaned from their atrocities endure beyond their lifetimes. The Waffen-SS, once seen as Hitler's elite guard, ended as pariahs, universally hunted for their unspeakable war crimes. Their story serves as a grim reminder of where unbridled ideology and unchecked power can lead. If you enjoyed this story, hit the subscribe button for more fascinating historical deep dives every week. Thanks for watching.